today, we're just going to kind of go over a little bit of a testimonial about what your experience was managing your property yourself and what brought you to look for a property management company and why you decided to hire American Stages.
I reached out because originally I felt like I had enough experience. I have interviewed multiple people. It didn't seem to be that challenging, and I know people have done it themselves. So I used Zillow, and the applicants, I got quite a few of them applied through the Zillow app. It runs your credit, and you're able to kind of have a sense that you have control over, the situation. There is a lease in there, and I just figured, what's the worst that can happen? This person seems to be a good fit, and they have great credit, and they seem to have a good job, and all the things that you would want in a great tenant. Also, the rent was a little bit above probably average, so I'm thinking that this is going to be a good situation. I realized that it wasn't pretty quickly. I got over 75 text messages. I couldn't manage the situation. I was getting threats. There was made up scenarios that I know were not true. And this house was completely remodeled.
Were the text messages, were most of them like maintenance requests or?
Yes, there were maintenance requests for a rat infestation, which I confirmed was not true. So I paid a ton of money to get emergency services. There were even to little insignificant things that we had already walked, like a crack in an outside window, and we had already kind of walked through this. So it was everything and anything, and I could not even do anything on those weekends besides respond to her text messages, basically.
What made you decide to look for a property management company?
I got a call from the neighbors, and they informed me that she was accusing me of breaking into the house and hurting her cat, which was extremely scary for me because I realized I was so completely in over my head. I had no idea where to even begin. Like, do I see a lawyer? How do I protect myself? And that is when I found American Stages, thank God, because when I talked to Brie, I felt an immediate sense of calmness, knowing that she knew inside and out exactly how to deal with the situation. She knew all of the rules, the laws, everything, a ton of experience, and basically just told me, I got it from here. And best money I have ever spent, because I have not had to deal with this tenant since. Everything is fine. She's paying on time, and I have been able to live my life, which has been fantastic.
What, on average, would you say your time commitment was per week prior to hiring American Stages?
Well, there's time commitment, but there's also like stress level as well. So, time, it actually was getting to the point where it was at least 8 to 10 hours a week trying to find people because she wouldn't work with certain people, maybe even more. The stress, you can't really put a price tag on that. The stress was really affecting me because it was so intense.
And since hiring American Stages, what has your time commitment been and what is your stress level been?
Awesome. I barely even have to talk to American Stages. Like, I have full trust. They take care of it. They know exactly where I stand. It doesn't take any time. There's a lot of trust there.
Okay. And then before you hired American Stages, were you spending like a significant amount of money on maybe repairs? Some of them may have been unnecessary. And then what is your cost level? Has your cost level gone down since you've hired American Stages?
Yeah, I think that was the misperception that I had. I didn't want to spend a percentage of the money when I'm thinking, I can do this myself, but I actually am spending less because I was in over my head and I was having to pay for these expenses that now I'm not incurring due to the knowledge and expertise of American Stages.
If you were to do it again, do you think that you would have hired a property management company sooner?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it depends on the property management company, but this is my first one and I will be staying here.
And then one other thing that I kind of wanted to touch on was that, let's say that the tenant had moved out and you needed to tag their credit or turn something into a collection agency. Did Zillow give you that information?
No. Yeah, I'm starting to realize you do get what you pay for. There were several situations that put me at a disadvantage. The lease was not correct and did not back me up in several situations that I was unaware of. And then in addition, I was unable to retrieve critical information that I needed, such as social security card and driver's license, to be able to have the resources to be able to hold this tenant accountable if I needed to. So I was in a really bad position.
Had a chance to read over the lease that we sent you in comparison to the Zillow lease that you had from leasing the property out yourself?
I know I wouldn't have been through this at all. It wouldn't be up for discussion. It would be in the lease.
Okay. And would you say that now that your property has become like almost a passive form of income for you, now that American Stages has taken over the day-to-day tasks for you?
Yep, absolutely.
Do you have anything else that you wanted to add?
I'm so happy with American Stages. I will continue to stay here because it's a great way to be able to be a landlord and profit from that while not having to deal with the stress, which I think is hopefully what everyone wants.